Hey everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play Angel from Montgomery by Prine. This has been heavily requested, especially within my Good Guitarist community. The song seems pretty simple on the surface. I'll just play a little bit for you here.
Named after my mother, my old man is another child that's grown old. Dreams were lightning, thunder were desire. This old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go.
Yeah, it just uses some basic chord shapes and a really simple strumming pattern. But there are a few moments where the timing changes, where we'll only play a measure with 3 beats instead of 4 beats. So that's the stuff that I want to help you practice today, because maybe you've already looked this song up and you tried it and it just doesn't sound right. We're going to iron out all the details in this lesson. Really quick before we get started, if you have not grabbed your copy of my free ebook, I'm going to put a link to that in the corner and down in the description. It's free for all my subscribers, has all the chords, strumming patterns, all the stuff that you need to really get going on guitar, and it'll help you practice all of it. And if you have a moment to subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit the bell icon. I'd really appreciate that. And to those of you who already have subscribed, I do appreciate your help. Anyways, getting on with the tune, we're in the key of G here. So we're going to use a lot of common chord shapes. There's G, obviously. And I want to play G this way for this song. If you're totally against it, do whatever version you like. But we're going to be switching from G to C a lot. And when we do it this way, we can leave these 2 fingers down, our middle and ring, and just move them between the 2 thicker strings, and then we just move them down, and that helps with our C chord. So it's a really quick switch. So I'm playing G here with my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string, my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, then my pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the thinnest string. And honestly, that's such a quick switch. I highly recommend it. And we go between G and C quite a lot to start out the tune. And then there's a D chord. And the D chord comes after C. And a little trick here, keep those 2 fingers just as they are. Bring them all the way to the edge of the fretboard. So your middle finger's on the thinnest string at the 2nd fret. And you have 2/3 of your D chord already there. So you have your C chord, you just bring those fingers over, and you finish up your D chord. Just some tips. If you're already good at switching from C to D, you can ignore everything I'm saying. There's also going to be one more shape in here, F. And F tends to be a bar chord, but we're going to do it in a simpler way. We skip the thinnest string. Our index goes down on the 1st fret of the B string, our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the next string, our pinky on the 3rd fret of the next string, and then our ring finger just above that. My thumb is lightly touching the thickest string, optional but very helpful. And the underside of my index finger is muting the thinnest string. So I'm muting the outside strings. And this is a really nice version of F. Sometimes people use this, but when you're strumming, it's hard to avoid the thicker strings. Whereas this one, you can just keep the strumming going steady. And we're going to be switching from G to that F shape. So you want to practice that a little bit. And we'll be switching from F into C. And for that, I have another trick. We can leave down our index and ring finger and just move our middle finger. So we have our easy F, we leave our index and ring, and our C chord is formed. So make sure you're comfortable with those shapes, incorporating those tricks if they are helpful to you. Now we're going to take a look at putting them together to make the verse. It's pretty straightforward for a lot of it. I'll just write out the chords here. But you'll see there's that spot, when we run into the D chord. It says 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 beats of D. Everything else is 4 beats unless otherwise noted, right? So I would recommend, I'd highly recommend taking a moment before adding the real strumming pattern to just count it out with downstrokes. You know, we start off on a G chord, we do 4 downstrokes per chord symbol, unless otherwise noted, going 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G. You know, this is really straightforward. But coming up here, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting that D chord, you know, with just 3 beats, and then jumping back into G and like feeling beat 1 again on G, that's what's going to make the difference, you know. And if you just look this up online and you just type Angel from Montgomery chords or whatever, and you go to that website that has all the chords and lyrics, it's not going to tell you that. And that's where everybody's most likely getting stuck. You know, when I have students like who ask me how to play this song, that's probably where they're going to have the trouble, right? Be sure to just play downstrokes and count it out just like that. Either way, we do that chord progression 2 times and that makes up our verse, and we're ready to add our strumming to it. I have a really simple strumming pattern. I'll do it slowly. 3 and 4 and. So it's not very syncopated, you know, it feels really straightforward. We're just going root, root, down, down, up. And root is just a small downstroke that focuses on the thicker strings. Gives us kind of like a bass line. So we go root, root, down, down, up. And you can divide that beat by beat. On beat 1 we play a root, beat 2 we play a root, beat 3 we play a full downstroke, and on beat 4 we play a down up. Thinking about it like a single entity. And you can just say the pattern, just going root, root, down, down, up, root, root, down, down. If you're having trouble with that, just go root, root, down, down, root, root, down, down, and just ignore that upstroke at the end. So yeah, the strumming pattern, quite simple. Be sure to count it out and play through it. If you need more help with your strumming, I kind of specialize in that on my channel, in my courses. You know, I've always come at it from that angle, knowing that that's the key to really unlocking like that musical feeling. I'll link up a lesson in the corner to my page that'll help you with that. Anyways, we're going to add that strumming pattern to our chord progression, keeping in mind that this pattern is 4 beats. So for that D chord, which is only 3 beats, it's not going to work. What we want to do for the D chord is just play 3 downstrokes and it'll sound great. So let's just add it. If you're not 100% sure, you can always just watch me play through this and then you can rewind and try it with me after. I'm going to play with a metronome. That way we can keep a nice steady rhythm. I'm at like 94 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. So do the pattern 1 time per chord. Old man is another. 1, 2, 3, pattern. If dreams were lightning and thunder were desire, this old house was burnt down a long time ago. A trouble spot people have is right after going down, 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 feeling that pattern, you know, and like feeling where beat 1 is, it can be really confusing. So I really want you to go back and just play downstrokes, count through, and that'll be the key to, you know, making that feel natural. Now, before we learn the chorus, I want to show you the intro because the chorus ends with this. So I might as well just show you this little piece. It's super simple. It's just G for 2 beats and then C for 2 beats. And we're going to divide our strumming pattern equally among them. For the G chord, we can go root, root, and then for the C chord, down, down, up. And, or you could just go down, 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 down. You know, just do 2 downstrokes on each if you want to keep it really simple. The only issue there is just quickly switching between them halfway through the pattern. So you could even say the pattern, just going like root, root, down, down, up, root, root, down, down, up. And just get used to that because the chorus ends with 1 measure of this. You know, it's good to like have that down ahead of time going into the chorus. Speaking of which, here are the chords for the chorus. Our main progression here is G, F, C, G. You'll see that a couple times in there. Now, I want to point out in our second line, G, F, C. This C chord here, we just play 3 downstrokes on. It's the same thing as with D, you know, we're going 1, 2, 3. So we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then back into our strumming pattern. Rhythmically is the same as the D chord in the verse, but you know, obviously the chords are different. Then we have that G, F, C, G thing again. And then the very bottom line here, we're gonna do our strumming pattern once on G, and then for the C chord, we're just gonna strum it on beat 1 and let it ring out. So we're still gonna take up 4 beats of space, but we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, we strum on beat 1 and we count 2, 3, 4 in our head. We'll do it out loud for this lesson. And then we have our 1, 2, 3 on the D chord, all downstrokes. And then that thing that we just learned for the intro. We go G, C, and then back to our G chord. And then we repeat that again. G, C, G chord. So just take a moment, familiarize yourself with that. I'm going to play through the entire thing. Once again, just watch me do it, see what's really going on. I'll try to like say what I'm doing as I play it. Starting at the beginning of the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Me, an angel, flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Root, down, down, down. Cool. So there's definitely a few things going on there, but if you take the time and break it down, just like I've taught you during this lesson, this should be very manageable. Even if you're, still in like the late beginner stages, the song is totally doable. As far as assembling the entire song is concerned, we start off with our intro 6 times, and then it's just verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. You know, so 3 rounds of verse, chorus, and then we end with that that last 2 measures of the chorus, just the G, C. We do that 6 times, and that's the end of the tune. If you want to play through the entire thing with me, I have that available on my Patreon page. I'll put a link to that down below. Otherwise, please, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Just tell me how you're doing with this tune, or if you have anything else that you'd like to learn by John Prine. I'd really like to hear about it. And don't forget to grab your copy of my free ebook if you want some like step-by-step ways through various topics. I have a bunch of courses. I'll put a link to that there as well. Like and subscribe to the channel and all that. It really helps me out. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.